back to another JoAnn's haul. This one's actually a pretty smallish one for me, but that's because it was spendy. But yeah, so this one should be a pretty quick video because there's not a lot here, just the things I got cost a lot for the most part, with the exception of the yarn. The yarn was the same as always, but yeah, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. First off, those of you who've been following the progress with my temperature blanket know that there's been a lot of this color in it. And I pretty much ran through what I bought at the start of that project of that color because I had no idea going into it what I would need of each color, so I got a few to start of each color and figured, you know, I'll buy more as the year progresses and I find out which colors I need more of. And apparently, I need more of this one already, so there's that. So, I also got a large skein of this color, which is nice, because I only had the smaller ones before. But this one, oh, and in case anyone's curious about the color name on this one is Radiant Lime in Vanna's Choice. This is Spring Green in Red Heart Super Saver, but it's the jumbo size. So, yeah, some of you may recognize this from the St. Patrick's Day scarf that I made and posted on Etsy. That is the lighter shade of green that I used on it, so I pretty much used up all of what I had in that particular shade, so I figured, you know, I should get a big skein of it this time, since I didn't even know they made a big skein of that shade before, so now I've got one. So that's it for the yarn. This brings us to a kind of different than my usual type of haul. Now, if I had been there in store, I would not have had to have bought just for the sake of trying to find something that doesn't suck, because I would have been able to touch them and feel the bristles, but I bought several different sets of paintbrushes, mostly because I couldn't see the sizes in person online, and because there was no way of checking the bristles. So this first set looks rather cheap, but weirdly, I think the bristles might be the best on these out of all the ones that I bought. So this is by Royal and Langnickel. They're the 15-piece mini sparkle brushes. I'm in love with these handles. I don't care how little kiddish they look. I'm in love with them. And the fact that they colored the bristles this way, it'll make me feel less guilty about breaking them in, because I'm always like, oh, as soon as I use it, they're gonna get stained, and then I'm gonna feel bad. Yeah, well, they made these in a way to where they look stained already, and they're kind of pretty like that, so that's kind of cool. So I've got a nice array there. There's some chisel-tipped ones, there's just some round ones, there's some flat ones, there's a fan brush, some teeny tiny brushes. Pretty good assortment, I think, just out of that set. Then over here, this set I thought was going to be better, but now that I see it in person, I have almost no doubt in my mind these bristles are going to fall out in the paint, probably the first time I use them. I'm going to be all pissed off, but it was a Lowell Cornell Student Value Pack of brushes. Yeah, that. This is mostly just, I wanted to buy my own paintbrushes instead of sharing Kimmy's and my mom's old ones that are like a gazillion years old, so yeah, I mean, technically they're mine at this point, but I wanted nice new ones of my own, and I don't think these are going to be this nice. At least the dark ones. The lighter bristled ones look okay, but the dark ones look like some of them have bristles falling out already, and it's still sealed in the package, so yeah. Then I got this weird multi-pack. Actually, the bristles in this pack mostly look okay, too. This is another one by Royal and Langnickel. Yeah, what do you know? Same as the rainbowy ones. But this has an interesting array. I mean, we've got a couple of sponge applicators, we've got a nice big brush back here, nice big flat brush here, sort of medium-sized one, some smaller ones. It's kind of nice mix. So these, as long as they're as nice as I'm hoping they will be, will probably also come in very useful, because these are a lot of sizes that weren't in the other one. That's why I got both of these, even though they were by the same brand, and now I'm glad that I did. This set, my goodness, I'm very hesitant about. I may have to air it out, because it needs to off-gas big time. I knew the second I opened the tube when they first got here, I was gonna have a problem. Let me reopen it. Oh, I hope I'm not gonna hit myself in the face again. Okay. First time I opened it, I accidentally whacked myself in the face, but because they're in this plastic tube, the second I opened it, I got overwhelmed with this plasticky smell that smells like a new pool floaty or a beach ball or just, oh my god, it almost dropped me. You know how I am about plastic smells, so, yeah, oh god, there it is again. Whew. Whew. God, that is not good. So, alright, well, I like the carrying case they come in. It even has a protective flap for the brushes, but let me peel that back so you can see the brushes. There's a nice array here. They have different sizes. And the bristles themselves feel okay. They feel pretty steadily in there. They're pretty good, but they don't go down that tiny, and they're mostly flat brushes. There's a couple of round brushes, like this one's a round brush, but yeah, the issue of they seriously need to off-gas big time. I don't think I'm going to put them back in the tube now that I've shown them on camera, and just, holy god, that just, it smells so bad. Oh, whew, getting those away from my face because it's literally making me dizzy that quickly. I also got, I only have one of these, and it's much larger than any of these are, so I wanted to get some smaller ones in different sizes and shapes. Well, they call them painting knives, but I always thought they were, not chisels, oh, what the crap are they? Painting spatulas is what I always knew them as, but I mean, I suppose you could call it a knife. It doesn't really matter, does it? I'm also in love with just the name Studio 71, because as a Liza Minnelli fan, you know how I feel about Studio 54. So I'm just like, I must have these. These will be the ones I buy. So now I've got some nice little ones. I have a project in mind already that I'm going to use one of these on. Probably either the 1 or the 3, I'm thinking. The 1 might be too small. I might go with the 3. But yeah, so it'd be nice to have these, because so far all I've got is the really generic Bob Ross one that like every person who has ever painted seems to have in their collection. I've got that one, but it's like way bigger than the biggest one here. It's like twice as wide and longer. So I mean, I'm sure it comes in handy for something, but I've never been able to make that great a use of that one. So figured it was time to invest in some smaller ones. And then, because I've never had them in the tubes before, I've only bought them in individual bottles, but the bottles, they keep proving to be problematic because I don't paint that often, and when I do, I go back to the bottles, and they're dried up so hard to where I can't even get the caps off. It's not magical. So, I got the basic shades in this set. This is where most of the spendiness came from in this order. But it came with 48 colors. They're very basic, generic named ones that pretty much anyone who's familiar with acrylic paints is going to be familiar with these names. But I'll read them off to you. Here's a picture on the back, if anyone wants to see. So, there's that. But yeah, these are the Liquitex Basics. I'm gonna see if they're open stock, because if they are, I might build onto this collection if they go well for me, especially after, like, my initial project. Who knows how long it'll be before I do another one. So as long as they don't dry out to the point where I can't use them, yeah, I definitely might consider buying more of these. I've always, I don't know, there's something about them in the tubes that's always intrigued me and yet terrified me at the same time, to where I never felt I was worthy of buying the tubes. Not quite sure why, but anyway, I finally did. And the colors are light portrait pink, medium magenta, I'm gonna butcher the name of this one, quinacridone magenta, probably messed this one up too, alizarin crimson hue, permanent, yeah, that's part of the name, primary red, cadmium red deep hue, naphthol crimson, cadmium red light hue, cadmium red medium hue, cadmium orange hue, red oxide, burnt sienna, burnt umber, raw sienna, raw umber, either Napoli or Naples yellow hue, yellow oxide, bronze yellow, cadmium yellow deep hue, cadmium yellow medium hue, cadmium yellow light hue, primary yellow, brilliant yellow green, light green permanent, hooker's green hue permanent, hell yeah, deep green permanent, phthalocyanine green, I don't think I said that, let me try that again, phthalocyanine green, not cyanide, it's 9, cyanine green, bright aqua green, light blue permanent, cerulean blue hue, cobalt blue hue, primary blue, oh, there's that word again, phthalocyanine blue, ultramarine blue, light blue violet, brilliant purple, prism violet, deep violet, dioxazine, I feel like I'm not saying that right, dioxazine purple, neutral gray value 5, unbleached titanium, ivory black, wait, I thought ivory was white, why is it ivory black? I don't know. Mars black, titanium white, gold, or oro, alright, silver, copper, and bronze. So that's pretty good, and I think for the project that I got these in mind for, it definitely has the shades that I want, just right there from the get-go, so I don't think I even have to additionally buy anything else. I think I'm just good to go. So yay. I would have jumped right into it today, but my hands are shaky as fuck today, so not a good day to paint when you're shaky. And then finally, I got a couple more of my mixed media Canson mixed media pads. So this one is bigger than the one I had been using. The one I had been using was maybe about half the size of this. This one is 9 by 12 inches, and it's 98 pound. Obviously does not literally weigh 98 pounds. It refers to the thickness of the paper. 60 sheets. It's good for acrylic, watercolor, or a pen and pencil. I would not waste pen and pencil on this type of paper, but that's just me. I generally keep this as my watercolor paper, and sometimes for acrylic. If it's something small I want to do that I don't want to waste like a canvas on, I'll do it in one of these. That's why I got the bigger sheets this time. I honestly wanted to get another one in the same size as that other pad like this, but they were sold out. But what I was able to get, I didn't even know they made one this big. And then finally this one, it's the same type of paper. I did not know they made it this big. Looking at them side by side, they seem like there'd be way bigger of a jump between the two. But this one's 11 inches by 14 inches. I think it's the same paper weight, 98 pound. But yeah, so this one, I'm not quite sure what I have in mind for this one yet. But it's really cool to own it. It's been a long time since I've even owned an art pad with these dimensions at all. And I think the last time that I had one that was heavy enough paperweight to take paint, I was still a teenager. So this one's definitely probably going to be set aside for paint, I'm thinking. Whereas the smaller one, I mean, obviously watercolor go on it, but not as picky about that one, what'll go there. But yeah, so that is the end of this haul. I told you it wasn't nearly as big as they usually are. This was kind of just a smallish one, but it is what it is. You can probably understand why it's a smallish one, because with stuff like this, it don't come cheap. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, leave comments down below, and until next time, bye!